Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have a cruise ship that ran aground. We have the Canadian government under pressure from the tourism industry once again over Arivecan. And we also have something pretty terrifying going on near Australia, off the coast of China, that could disrupt a lot of cruises. First off, let's talk about here in Canada. The tourism industry is saying that we have not gotten back to pre-pandemic levels in Canada. And one of the reasons for that is still the insistence on Canada on doing two things. One, the spot check still up for people who are arriving into Canada. For instance, if you are going on a cruise and you live in the United States, you're flying into Vancouver, you could be taken aside and given a spot check for COVID-19, and if you randomly test positive or even a false positive, you could end up having to quarantine and miss your cruise ship for 14 days, by the way. 14 days of quarantine. Even if it's a false positive and you end up missing your cruise and you can leave the next day, you still missed your cruise. And so a lot of people are saying that that's a big hindrance right now for people coming to Canada. But another one that should be a very simple thing to fix is the Arivecan app. They say it needs to either be simplified or it needs to just be dropped completely, because when people are requesting information from the Arivecan app under the Freedom of Information Act, they're having a hard time getting any information. Anybody stockpiling or compiling any results from the Arivecan app. So people are saying, well, if you're not really tracking anything, what are you doing and why are you making people do this? It's particularly hard on some cruise ships, for instance, because Vancouver and Seattle are very close to each other. And if you're coming from the United States and you're trying to choose a cruise, well, hey, if I don't have to do that Arivecan app, I just have to fly into my own country in the United States, maybe I'll take Seattle instead of Vancouver. Even if the itinerary in Vancouver may be a little bit better, I'll go to there just because it's less hassle. And they're saying that's one of the things that's going on right now. Not only that, you can, in some cases, have to fill in the Arivecan app twice for the same cruise. Once to arrive in Canada for your cruise, and once to get back off when you come back from the cruise ship. It's absolutely a little bit ridiculous if you have to fill in an Arivecan app within 7 days of each other. It really, truly is. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense because there's no testing information being required. There's nothing other than saying that you're vaccinated. So once you fill it in the first time, it should be good until you return home, and it's not. So yeah, make it simpler and maybe the industry will pick up more in Canada. And there's a lot of pressure being put on the Canadian government right now, but so far no changes have come. Also, we have a cruise ship in Norway that has run aground. A Norwegian cruise line, Hurtigruten, the MS Richard, has run aground in the, I'm going to pronounce it, Sonnenfjord. And I did look up the pronunciation, Sonnenfjord, because I was going to botch that completely. But it is the longest and deepest fjord in Norway. Often, people call it the king of the fjords. Well, apparently it has run aground there. Now, it was not in service at this time. It had a crew on board. Nobody was injured. And there is no danger currently to the ship. So no passengers injured, no crew were injured. It ran aground. Kind of funny that it ran aground in the longest and deepest fjord in the country, but and it's a small ship. It must have hit a low sandbar or something during a tide. But the captain is in complete control. They say there is no danger to the ship at the moment, and towing assistance has been called for this cruise ship to get unstuck or assisted back to port. And so good news is that there was nobody on board and no crew members were hurt. And you just kind of wonder, What happened if it's the longest and deepest fjord in the country and you're really not a large ship? I imagine some questions will be asked by the cruise line to the captain in the near future. Also, we have a rather scary story going on and developing right now as far as Australia and Asian cruises are concerned, plus other news. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It really does help the channel out. It helps YouTube say, hey, people like cruising videos. People like to keep up to date with all things cruising, from tips and tricks and vlogs and cruise ship updates to the news. Anything involving cruising, let's share it to more people, and that's how the channel grows, because YouTube sends it out to more people to see if they're interested. Again, doesn't cost anything. Just hit the subscribe with the notification bell on, and thank you for everybody who's done so already. I really, really do appreciate it. Okay. Currently, right now, as most of you probably know, we just had the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, visited Taiwan. And one of the response that China was saying is, hey, Russia was saying, don't anger China. You could mess some things up because Taiwan and China are kind of at odds, as well as everybody in that area. Well, kind of in a response that this has been planned for a while to go on if she actually made that visit, is that they decided to do a live fire exercise for their military. And it basically almost surrounds the entire country of Taiwan where they're doing this, including the ocean. And they have warned people to stay out of the area, as this is a live fire exercise. They have warned countries, they have warned the populace, they say stay out of this area. Many shipping companies and the cruise lines are watching this very carefully because it can affect up to 18 international shipping routes. So not only will it can affect cruise lines sailing in the area, it can also disrupt the supply chain, which is already under pressure from the pandemic shutdown, as well as the war going on in Ukraine. So that's one thing we definitely needed, is another area of the world affecting the supply chain. As you know, China supplies the US and Canada and North America and Europe, etc., 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 with billions and trillions worth of goods that we get a lot of our stuff from computer parts to televisions to car parts, you name it. So yeah, we definitely didn't need this going on, and the cruise lines are just restarting in that area, and they definitely didn't need this going on. Hopefully it is just a short-term event that's happening, and we don't end up having global conflicts going on in two areas of the world. If it's not one thing in this world, it's another. Remember when we said, oh, I hope 2022 is better than 2021, and we said 2020, and we hope 2021 is better than 2020? Oh man, bring back 2018 all over again. I'll take it any day of the week. Well, I hope you appreciate this update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.